Welcome to the Ask the Expert Show with local celebrity hosts Steve-O and Renee. Sit back each week while Steve-O and Renee educate you with live in-studio experts, such as lawyers, doctors, home improvement, and financial experts in their field. Call in and have your questions answered each week at 888-565-1470. Now, here is Steve-O and Renee with today's expert in their field.
It's more like experts, plural. I don't know why they say that. Anyhow, good afternoon.
Pre-recorded.
We have a great show today, and I know we're going to get phone calls today. I actually know that because somebody actually emailed us who's got a condo in Highland Beach, wanting to know what time the show. So there's some nice places over on Highland Beach on the water over there. Anyhow, we have with us live in studio Robert Kaye and Michael Bender of Kaye Bender Rembaum. They are a community association law. We do this show every Thursday, from every first Thursday of the month, 5 to 6. Ask the Experts is every week. So if you want to call in today, you have a question for Michael or Robert, call us at 888-565-1470, 888-565-1470. We got a lot of stuff. I can already see we have a lot of stuff to go over today.
How are you?
I'm good. How you guys doing?
We're
Doing well, thank you.
I look forward to this show.
So do we.
Just takes too long, Got to go another
Got
month.
a whole month.
And people
Months
are
go
calling.
fast.
And we're getting some good calls.
Getting great calls.
So we're excited. I knew this was going to take off because there's people who've been around doing shows like this for 10, 15 years, a long time. So I'm glad we're here because we have a 50,000 watt station. Anyhow, first of all, who's going to talk about the firm? Tell everybody about your firm. Usually Robert does this.
We rotate.
Oh, you do?
Would you like to tell them, Robert, or would you like me?
Before you
You're
tell
welcome
them,
to.
I want people
I did
right
last
now,
one.
this is the best way to listen to the show, to go to your website and watch the show live. If you can't make it, you're on your way home, I'm telling you, it's going to be there when you get back. You can actually watch the show, all of your shows for the last year and a half. Go to www.kbrlegal.com. Or your phone's ringing.
KBRlegal.com. There
Yes.
you go.
And give everybody your phone number, too.
Well, all right. Well, I'll tell everybody a little bit about the firm. Kaye Bender Rembaum is we are a community association law firm, as you mentioned. We concentrate in the area of the representation of the condominium, the HOA, cooperatives, all sprinkled in there. And we have been doing so as our primary focus since the firm started in 1992.
Wow, you've been in business for a while.
Yeah.
1992.
Yes, and continuously since. And we have two offices. We have a main office in Pompano Beach, and we have a second office in Palm Beach Gardens, where our good friend and partner Jeff Rembaum is hopefully listening. And we have well over 800 community associations that we represent as general corporate counsel, and that goes as far south as the Keys and as far north as Daytona Beach. So we do cover a good portion of the state. And we have 16 attorneys and in excess of 35 staff members who assist our clients on a day-to-day basis with all aspects of community association representation.
And interestingly, combined probably over 100 years of community association representation experience.
We already have 2 calls already.
We do, yeah. So we have a lot of experience in the area, and as general counsel, and this is what we tell. I actually was in Miami yesterday giving a presentation.
And you
classes,
cover Dade County, too.
We cover south of Dade County.
Miami-Dade.
We cover the Keys, Miami-Dade, Broward, Palm Beach, Martin, St. Lucie, whatever county Daytona Beach might be. and Collier as well.
Across the other
Not
side
going
as
to
well.
Cuba at all,
And
are
Collier,
you?
Collier
Not
as
going to go
well.
for that far south.
Not yet. They have different laws. But I was teaching at an expo we had, and we'll talk about some other expos that are coming up with some great education. And when you're talking to board members, a lot of them, these are their homes, these are their residents, their neighbors. But what I point out to them is you are running a business, and some of these are very large businesses. They're corporations. And when they bring us in, we come in as experienced general corporate counsel. That's the firm. Kaye Bender Rembaum is what we do. We're experienced general corporate counsel, where our corporate clients are community associations, the HOAs, the condominiums, the cooperatives. And in that capacity, we're available to our clients on obviously, and for every aspect of community association law, which would include day-to-day operations, procedures, meetings, reviewing governing documents, interpreting governing documents, amending and updating your governing documents, which is something that's very important to be doing with every community should be considering. We, of course, address covenant violations. We have experienced litigators who deal with we review, negotiate, and prepare contracts. If necessary, we will help litigate a breach of contract claim, covenant enforcement claims, construction defect-related matters. And of course, we have several attorneys and substantial amount of staff who assist our clients with their day-to-day delinquency actions. Owners still are required to pay maintenance assessments monthly, quarterly, some are annually, and if they're not paying, then you need experienced counsel who can go after them aggressively and get your money so you can operate. And all of those things that we do with an emphasis on customer service. And so those are the
It's
two
got to be
things.
because you have a huge staff at the Pompano. You've got a huge staff out there. So it's pretty obvious that customer service is important. Can we go to the first caller?
We should.
Let's go to Suzanne. Hi, Suzanne.
Hi there. How are you?
Good. Thanks for holding.
Thank you. I live in a community in Palm Beach Gardens with townhouses. It's considered a HOA or community association, not a condo. And the developer back in 1976 named the community, I don't know if you want me to name it, Sandalwood, and he created 3 separate declarations. My question is, for each declaration, one has 192 homes, the other one has 16 homes, the other one has 12 homes. Does it require separate budgets?
So you're saying for these 3 different communities, there's one association, correct?
There's 3 declarations.
So
Each community is
Maybe her
named the
radio's on?
same.
Suzanne, can you turn your radio down in the background?
Sure.
So 3 communities with one association, it sounds like what you've got. Technically speaking, it really is going to depend on your documents as to your budgetary requirements. In a condominium, if you have separate condominiums with a single association, they are required to have separate budgets. There is no similar provision in the homeowner association statute currently that requires separate budgets for a multi-community single association is what you've described. Since your documents are from the late 70s, there is another issue that you should be thinking about, and that's whether or not they have expired under the Marketable Record Title Act. You will want to have them reviewed because there is some action that you may have to take to make sure your documents remain viable and enforceable.
Okay, well, they were, the developer turned over the first property, including the protective covenants, in October 1976. So therefore, since then, each homeowner that took that property, it wasn't cited on any of the documents, but the attorney says that if it was in 2009, a new owner took over, 1979, a new owner took over, that the 30 years is still in existence with that owner, even though the documents are older than 30 years.
Well, that may or may not be true. I couldn't tell you for sure without seeing the documents, but in all likelihood, that may not be the case. And I'm not sure if the attorney that you spoke with is a community association-oriented attorney or not. But if he is not, you should get another opinion on that, because that could be a problem if you go to enforce through legal means any of the provisions, and most especially the collection of assessments, and that gets raised and found to be effective, that your documents cannot be used. So I would caution you that, which isn't your primary question, I understand. To my knowledge, there's no requirement of a separate budget unless that's within your documents themselves.
Well, the properties have separate declarations.
Right, but within those declarations or the articles and bylaws for the association, there would have to be an indication of the requirement of a separate budget from the other entities. And I would have to review those to tell you categorically.
Yeah, well, they don't have bylaws. They didn't sign in or adopt any.
Well, there must be some for your corporation to function.
Well, in 2003, the attorney that we had then looked through the clerk of courts, and she said
Quite
there
often
are no
back in the
bylaws and
70s,
they should adopt them.
Yeah.
quite often back in the 70s and even 80s and 90s, when homeowner associations were created, their governing documents, the articles and bylaws, were not put in the public record with their covenants. When the statutes were incorporated into homeowner association back in the 90s, that became a requirement. And most associations have fixed their documents by recording something of the articles and bylaws. The articles are on file with the Division of Corporations in Tallahassee, so if they're not in the public records of the county, they're still available up there. The bylaws, you can, if you don't have any that you can find, you can create some and record them against your community.
Suzanne, appreciate the call, and it's a great question. And the points that Robert was making with regard to your question, as well as this issue with the Marketable Record Title Act and preserving your governing documents, it definitely sounds as if it's necessary that you and your board reach out to experienced counsel to address these issues so you can get some definitive opinions.
Give them your phone number.
Well, if we can be of assistance, you can feel welcome to call Robert or I at 800-974-0680, or you can send us an email through kbrlegal.com, and we'd be happy to get touch base with you. And there's a no obligation, no charge consultation that we could have, and maybe kind of better center these issues for you.
Wow, that's nice. I appreciate it.
Thank
Okay,
you so much for calling.
Keep listening.
Wow. Let's go to Arnie, because he's been on hold for a while. Hi, Arnie.
Hello. How you doing?
Good. How are you doing?
I'm doing fine. I got an HOA question for you. It's going to take a minute or two for me to lay out the question. A homeowner association wants to hire a vendor to provide certain services near the end of 2014. The services cost about $100,000. There is no money in the 2014 budget to cover those services. So the board, in its budget process for 2015, puts the $100,000 for the 2014 services into its 2015 budget. So the board makes an arrangement with the vendor whereby the vendor will not bill the association for the services until the first week of January 2015, and payment will then be made. The services are completed by the end of November 2014. In the following year, the association repeats this process. The board didn't want to have a double expense in 2015 for the services, so the cost of the 2015 services were provided for in the 2016 budget. And the same arrangement is made with the vendor to pay for these services in early January 2016. The actual cost for 2015 services was about $15,000 more than the 2014. There is one other difference in the 2 years, that is that in the second year, 95% of the services were actually completed in 2015, and about 5% were completed early in 2016.
So what's your question?
Okay, the association's financial records are subject to a certified audit. The 2014 audit financial statements do not reflect the 2014 services paid for in 2015. The same is true with the next year, except that the final certified audit is not complete yet, but the financial statements prepared by the board reflect the same thing. No expenses in 2015 for the amount that is being paid for in 2016. And my question is, what issues, of any, are raised by these actions by the board? And based upon whatever those issues are, do the homeowners have any rights regarding the board's actions?
I'll be honest, I don't see that there is any legal issue with what the board has undertaken with regard to the audit. Audits are done generally on a cash basis, cash accrual basis. So if the invoicing isn't done till 2015 and the cash is not paid out till 2015, the fact that the services were already completed isn't going to have an effect on the audit itself. I don't see a problem with that either.
Although you may want to ask an accountant that, because that's more of an
Absolutely.
accountant question than a legal one. Any concerns you have as a homeowner may be that the manner in which the board is making its decisions and operations. If you disagree with, your primary remedy is to replace those who are making those decisions with people who are more like-minded with yourself, either at your annual election process or through recall if the timing doesn't work to the way that you need. The board could adopt a special assessment under most circumstances to cover expenses, and it sounds like they chose to defer these expenses to the following year, but did incorporate it into the budget process in a manner that does not sound like it has violated any laws.
Well, as an HOA being an accrual taxpayer, in the year 2014, we have accrued an expense of $100,000.
Most associations are on a cash basis, not an accrual basis. Is yours on an accrual basis?
Yes.
Well, if it's on an accrual basis, it should have reflected the obligation in the year that it was incurred, as opposed to when the invoice was late delivered in the following year. So it's really just a bookkeeping issue more than anything else.
Well, that's what we're trying to find out. Is this something that was wrong, but there's no remedy?
It doesn't sound like there's a remedy, because with the passage of time, it all has worked itself out. Like, services were performed that were appropriate services, payments were made that were appropriately paid. So the only issue is where they're reflected on various audits. But they are reflected on audits, except 2016 hasn't been done yet.
Does that answer your question?
Well, to some extent, but I guess my concern is the 2014 financial statement, which has been approved by certified public accountants as required by, I guess, Florida 720, is that financial statement that was submitted to our accountants by our board and certified by them basically a fraudulent financial statement, in that it does not reflect a $100,000 liability at the end of 2014
Well, that's an extreme, that's an extreme classification as fraudulent, because that would imply an intent to deceive, which may or may not have existed. So, under the circumstances, or from the facts you presented, I don't think we have enough knowledge to say it was fraudulent. But if that information, and it is in fact an accrual basis that the report is made, that information should be brought to the attention of the auditor, and they should fix it.
Well, we're running a little late. We're going to go to break right now, and we've got Lois and Lisa on hold. We're going to get right back. Thanks so much, Arnie. Let's go to break. We'll be right back.
Is your community association looking for prompt, effective, cost-efficient, and understandable legal advice and services? You'll find that and more with Kaye Bender Rembaum, a full-service commercial law firm concentrating on the representation of more than 800 community associations throughout Florida. With offices in Broward and Palm Beach counties, Kaye Bender Rembaum assists clients in all matters of association representation, including but not limited to collection of assessments, contract negotiation, covenant review and amendment, covenant enforcement, and construction defect claims. Under the direction of attorneys Robert Kaye, Michael Bender, and Jeffrey Rembaum, Kaye Bender Rembaum is dedicated to providing clients with an unparalleled level of personalized and professional service regardless of their size, and takes into account their individual needs and financial concerns. For more information, visit www.kbrlegal.com or call 954-928-0680.
And we're back. We're here. You got to go watch the show, okay? You can watch the show live right now, or if you're on your way home from work, you can come home tonight and watch not only today's show, but past shows. Go to www.kbasandboyrlegal.com. We're here with Michael, and we have Robert with us, and we have on the line Lisa.
Hi, Lisa.
Hi, I have a question for the attorneys.
We're here.
They're great ones, too, by the way.
Okay, I'm on the board of a condo association in Highland Beach, and they said there's a new requirement for sprinkler systems that we have to remove them and replace them.
It's not a new requirement.
It's actually been put off once.
Yeah, what I believe you're referencing is is the fire sprinkler retrofit requirement, which has been in the Florida statute, chapter 718 for several years. It had a due date which was postponed until December 31st of 2016, and that postponement was done several years ago. So to everyone, it was so far in the distance. And of course, now the calendar flips to 2016, and everyone's saying, "Oh, it's here." And it does not appear that Tallahassee is addressing this at all, so I don't expect this to be extended beyond 2016. What it means is that, let me ask you this. Are you in a high-rise condominium, meaning 75 feet,
Yes.
7 stories or higher?
Yes.
Okay. Well, then your building will be required to either submit a plan for the retrofitting of your fire sprinkler systems throughout the building,
To meet current code requirements.
by December 31st of 2016, this year, and have the project completed by December 31st, 2019, or alternatively, a majority of the owners may vote to opt out of this process. And that there is specific procedural requirements, proper notice has to be sent, documentation has to be submitted, and if the vote is approved by a majority of the owners, then certain documents have to be filed with the state and recorded with the county, and a notice then has to be sent.
Then we wouldn't do it then.
Then you would not have to
You
do
would
it.
then, if you do the opt-out vote properly before December 31st, 2016, that you would then no longer need to do the fire sprinkler retrofit at this time.
Although I would not suggest waiting to that close to December to do it. If you can get the people together sooner, it's better to get it done, since there may be issues on whether or not it was done absolutely correctly or not that might add some time to it. We do have an article on that topic on our website at kbrlegal.com in the section called Legal Morsels, in which we have...
Wait, where?
Okay, kbrlegal.com. On the website itself, we have there's a tab, a section that's called Resources. And if you click on Resources, the drop-down menu, there's one of the choices is Legal Morsels. And under Legal Morsels, you click on that, you'll find articles. And one of those articles talks about the retrofitting of the fire sprinkler systems in condominiums.
That one was posted in May of 2015. They're in chronological order, so that will help you find it quicker.
And that gives you some good guidance. And then, of course, it is recommended that you do work with an experience. If you have an association attorney, you should reach out to them and ask them if they're familiar with the process, and they can help guide you with it if the membership wants to vote. And obviously, if you require assistance and you don't have a counsel available, we would be happy to help. Just let us know.
Hey, Lisa?
Okay, thank you.
Lisa?
Thank you.
Lisa, are you still there? I guess we lost her. Anyway, I just wanted to say your phone number is 954-928-0680.
It's also 800-974-0680.
You've got some expos coming up.
We have many things coming up. Yes, so
Where should we start?
we should start with this. I mentioned yesterday we were down in at the James L. Knight Center in Miami-Dade doing the Miami-Dade Condo and HOA Expo, which is a group of expos for condominium HOAs, cooperatives, property managers. And we're pleased to also announce that next Wednesday, which is March 9th, we will be at the Greater Fort Lauderdale Broward County Convention Center, obviously in Broward County, for the Broward County Condo and HOA Expo. And it's for Condo, HOA, and Property Management Expo itself. And it's I will be giving the legal update, the 2016 legal update, for any managers who need that, desire that credit, any board members who are interested in learning the legislative changes from 2015. I give that class from 9 to 11 a.m. And in the afternoon, Lisa McGill, one of our new attorneys, will be co-presenting with Debbie Danto of Danto Builders on the 40-year 40-year building certification program, which is a very big, important program for a lot of these high-rise condominiums along in Broward County. And so we encourage everyone to come out and visit us and attend our classes. And then there's a trade show floor from 10:30 to 3:30. And you can sign up at www.browardcondohoaexpo.com. You can get this information off of our website as well at kbrlegal.com. And anyone interested in attending, when you go to browardcondohoaexpo.com, use promo code KBR1, KBR and the number 1, and you get a free lunch at the event on us.
What kind of people should be going to this expo?
It's property managers, board members, the directors and officers, and those interested in perhaps serving on their boards. You get great education, and you can visit us in the trade show floor as well to get additional information. And then there'll be other great exhibitors there of all different kinds of areas of community association vendors. That's really worth coming out and
that
checking it out.
One starts
and everything's free.
10:30.
Well, the trade show floor starts at 10:30. My class starts at 9. And the first class starts at 9. 2:45 is the 40-year board cert, and the trade show floor is open from 10:30 to 3:30, and that's in Broward County Convention Center next Wednesday, March 9th. Then we will do the same thing again on Wednesday, March 30th, at the Palm Beach Condo and HOA Expo at the Palm Beach County Convention Center. Same class schedule. I'll be giving the legal update from 9 to 11, and that afternoon we'll be giving a class on covenant enforcement with one of our attorneys. Kirsten Hens will be giving that class in the afternoon, 2:45, and that you can. And that also is that's at pbcondohoaexpo.com, and you can also enter KBR1. And go to our website at kbrlegal.com to get information on either of these, or if you didn't get all the details, you can always email info@kbrlegal.com for information, or call us at 800-974-0680 and just let them know you're looking for information on the Broward or Palm Beach Condo and HOA Expos.
Can residents go to these all?
It is open to anyone.
Okay.
These are free to attend for everyone, and it's yes, everyone's encouraged.
Maybe
to
someone's
attend.
thinking about becoming an officer.
Well, anyone, right? That's what I
board
said.
member.
So, property managers they come out and get free credits. They get great education
And get to meet us.
And board members get great education opportunities as well. And then, like I said, come visit us on the trade show floor. And so those are both. That's like I said. Broward's next Wednesday, March 9th, and then Palm Beach is March 30th.
And we'll go over these in the second half of the show. If you'd like to call and talk to Robert or Michael, call us at 888-565-1470. That's 888-565-1470. We're going to come back for our second half of the show. If you can watch the show right now at www.kbrlegal.com. We'll be right back.
Is your community association looking for prompt, effective, cost-efficient, and understandable legal advice and services? You'll find that and more with Kaye Bender Rembaum, a full-service commercial law firm concentrating on the representation of more than 800 community associations throughout Florida. With offices in Broward and Palm Beach counties, Kaye Bender Rembaum assists clients in all matters of association representation, including but not limited to collection of assessments, contract negotiation, covenant review and amendment, covenant enforcement, and construction defect claims. Under the direction of attorneys Robert Kaye, Michael Bender, and Jeffrey Rembaum, Kaye Bender Rembaum is dedicated to providing clients with an unparalleled level of personalized and professional service regardless of their size and takes into account their individual needs and financial concerns. For more information, visit www.kbrlegal.com or call 954-928-0680.
We're back, yes. That was a minute commercial, too. Anyway, we're here live with Robert Kaye and Michael Bender. They are the senior partners in Kaye Bender Rembaum. And just because we're always having new people tune in, especially people now driving home from work, just a little bit of background about the law firm, because you guys have been around forever. And with over 800 clients, that makes you one of the biggest in Florida.
Well, it seems like forever, but it's really since 1992. Kaye Bender Rembaum has been continuously providing services to community associations, condominiums, cooperatives, homeowner associations, on all aspects of their operational needs, from the day-to-day type legal questions of covenant interpretation, amendments, contract negotiations, issues with collections of delinquent assessments, disputes, covenant enforcement issues in litigation, arbitration, all aspects of the day-to-day requirements is basically what we provide.
My college roommate was made president of his association in Dallas. He thinks he's a superstar. He said, I walk down the halls, everybody says hello to me. He said, this is great.
He's the man.
But he said, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. Yeah. So anyway, let's go now. You've got some other things coming up too.
We do. Well, and as everyone hopefully knows, Kaye Bender Rembaum is proud to provide education, free education, on a monthly basis out of both of our offices, one in our office in Palm Beach Gardens, as well as our office in Pompano Beach. And this month in March, we have 3 classes in Palm Beach. Well, actually, there was a class yesterday in Palm Beach Gardens, and they have 2 more classes in Palm Beach Gardens. Next Wednesday, March 9th, will be an HOA board member certification class. And the following Wednesday, March 16th, will be the Condominium Association board member certification class. And then actually on Wednesday, March 23rd, Jeff will be presenting the 2015 legal update, the class I mentioned that I'm going to be doing at the Expos. Jeff will also be doing in his office on Wednesday, March 23rd. So there's 3 opportunities to get that class. Palm Beach Gardens' office is located at 9121 North Military Trail. It's Suite 200. And you can contact them directly at 561-241-4462 or email Trisha, Trisha, at kbrlegal.com to RSVP for any of those 3 classes. Space is very limited there, so definitely get your names in quickly. It is free to attend. They will offer light refreshments. And in Pompano Beach, which is on 1200 Park Central Boulevard South, Copans and Andrews are the cross streets right off of 95. We have a class Tuesday, March 15th on covenant enforcement and elections, which is 1 hour on covenant enforcement in an HOA or condominium setting, or even the cooperative, and election issues in all 3 community associations as well. And the following Tuesday, March 22nd, we have the HOA board member certification class in Pompano Beach. The classes in Palm Beach Gardens all start at 6 p.m. The classes in Pompano Beach start at 6:30 p.m. Okay, and to RSVP to Pompano Beach, you can email seminars@kbrlegal.com. And again, the easiest thing, it's a lot of information. Go to kbrlegal.com. Look up, there's a tab there for seminars and classes, and you can get us there, or you can hit us at info@kbrlegal.com, and we'd be happy to get you signed up. Everything's free to attend, and we look forward. Again, space is limited, though, but it is free to attend, so RSVP as soon as possible.
I love the town halls. I did not know they were going to be as interesting as they are. And it's like, I think we had the one where it was about 30 or 40 people, and I'll bet you questions are asked that they didn't even know they were going to ask. It seems like people would feed off other people were there with questions.
And that is the reason we do those programs don't have set agendas. They do allow owners to come, attendees to come with their questions and their subject matter, and we start talking about a particular subject matter, and it just dovetails into other issues that stem off from that. And it's great give and take dialogue. I think the Q&A aspect, it's basically 2 to 3 hours of Q&A. but it also is very interactive. So you have, because there's plenty of people.
It goes by fast.
Well, right, but there's plenty of people. There's plenty of people in that room who have been board members for years or experienced property managers, as well as, of course, Robert and I from the legal side. Although I did also serve my board, so I have board member experience too, in a past life. And so there's a lot of give and take at those programs, and we were excited we just finished up our 8th year of doing them. However, if there's a group of, I know there's a lot of groups around the Tri-County area, in particular, Miami-Dade, Broward, and Palm Beach, coalitions or alliances, those types of groups. If anyone's interested in having a free program of that nature with experienced counsel, we'd be happy to put that program together for them. They just need to contact us at 954-928-0680, and we'd be happy to work something out with them.
Okay, if you have a question for Robert or Michael, call us at 888-565-1470. Now, you've got some new classes coming up next month, and this one, guest restrictions and screening tenants, that's new. I've never heard that before.
It is a new class, and actually the whole title is Guest Restrictions and Screening Tenants and New Owners. Is it worthwhile? And that's the tagline. So you got to come to the class to find out if it's worthwhile. But that, we talked in the past about
That's new, though, right?
Well, it's a new class. Yes, it's a new class, and we're excited to be presenting it. And in fact, that class will be in Pompano Beach on Tuesday, April 26th, from 6:45 to 7:45 p.m. And we'll actually be presenting that class in conjunction with one of the many management companies we work with, Campbell Property Management. And so we're excited about that. They're going to present from a management perspective, while of course we'll be presenting from the legal perspective. And so there'll be more information coming out on that class and invitations. That's Tuesday, April 26th. So we're going to be able to talk about that next month.
Now, can they sign up online also, or make reservations at your website?
Everyone, any of these classes or any classes listed on the site, they can RSVP for.
Well, I'm really surprised we haven't gotten, and maybe this is, anything about the pets, because usually we don't have a show that goes by that someone doesn't bring up about pets. But let's go to Miguel first, and we'll come back to pets. Hi, Miguel.
Thank you very much. It's wonderful to have the internet, and the question regards the law of Wi-Fi in communities. Wi-Fi seems to be the biggest moneymaker in KOA, and I'm sure you've confronted the issue in meetings as I have. So I'm wondering, is there a rule or a new state of Florida legislature statute I could start studying?
Relative to what? Wi-Fi?
To going Wi-Fi in the entire community, such as 100 megabytes per second for the entire tennis court.
You mean requirements of an association to provide such capability to all the residents? Is that what you're saying?
It seems to be a huge controversy, and I can't find law on it. I've looked.
What's the controversy? Miguel, just explain to us a little bit better. When you say there's a huge controversy, explain a little bit more what you mean.
Oh, well, it's cost effective to where Wi-Fi usually makes more money for the community than it takes to build a Wi-Fi center, which requires updating approximately twice a year, because the technology, as you know, in open Wi-Fi for various huge industries, even repeaters. For example, Wackenhut, the state of Florida law enforcement uses repeaters, and those repeaters have to be replaced about 3 times a year. So I'm not sure if the Florida legislature has met on this, and I'd love to find statutes on the issue, wouldn't you?
Well, to our knowledge, there currently is none, and there's nothing pending in the current session that addresses this issue that we've heard about.
Well, I can't get over the amount of productivity that I can obtain with my billboard company, my travel agency. I just, get the internet turned on, and suddenly there's a crowd gathering. And I think that should be the best use of a clubhouse, would be free Wi-Fi. I'm not sure. Is there a law about that anywhere?
Currently, no. Currently, no. If it's something that you feel passionate about, you need to get in touch with one of the legislators and see if perhaps in the next legislative session they would be willing to put forth the bill. The best time to do that would be within the next couple of months, as the current session is winding down now. It's only got less than 2 weeks to go, and they won't begin again until next May, March of 2017.
Well, I found
But the
I
bills
found a
that
lot
they're
of
going to be
tremendous amount of,
the bills they'll be considering are things that they work out over the fall. So you want to get with them as soon as this session is
well,
over.
I don't think there is law. In fact, I think it's the Wild West, because KOA Campgrounds has 4 swimming areas, and then they have distant campsites. Have you ever been in one of those campgrounds?
Not
Can't say we have.
Not in a few years.
Okay, that might be a different show.
It could be the next thing for you name it, for radio, television, video, games. In the next 10 years, nobody's going to recognize. It's not going to look anything like it looks now.
Miguel, thanks so much for calling. So, I didn't really quite understand what he was saying, but the KOA, that's a campground, isn't it?
Yes.
I don't think you guys do anything with campgrounds yet, do you?
That's not within the area that we're primarily in now.
So can we educate our listeners about the pet laws out there? Because it always
No, not in the time we have. Absolutely
it's a long, well, I know
well,
when
we
I
have a break coming up.
we do have one coming up in a couple minutes, but it seems like every week, every month when we have the show and the town hall, everybody had questions about pets.
Well, what you're really talking about is places that restrict pets and people bringing animals in as emotional
service
support
animals.
Non-service
to get
Non-service.
around the restrictions in the housing section because of fair housing laws. And this is something that has been very popular at all of our town hall meetings. It's an issue that invariably comes up because there are many communities that do have pet restrictions, either prohibitions or limitations on the number or on the size. And under fair housing laws, a qualified individual can bring in an animal that is not considered a pet under the law, even though it's the same as a pet, without regard for those restrictions or limitations if they meet the criteria.
Okay, we're going to go to break. If you'd like to call, we've got another 15 minutes left. Call us here at 888-565-1470. It's 888-565-1470. And we're going to go over some of these dates again and times for everybody. So we'll be right back. We'll see you on the other side.
Is your community association looking for prompt, effective, cost-efficient, and understandable legal advice and services? You'll find that and more with Kaye Bender Rembaum, a full-service commercial law firm concentrating on the representation of more than 800 community associations throughout Florida. With offices in Broward and Palm Beach counties, Kaye Bender Rembaum assists clients in all matters of association representation, including but not limited to collection of assessments, contract negotiation, covenant review and amendment, covenant enforcement, and construction defect claims. Under the direction of attorneys Robert Kaye, Michael Bender, and Jeffrey Rembaum, Kaye Bender Rembaum is dedicated to providing clients with an unparalleled level of personalized and professional service regardless of their size and takes into account their individual needs and financial concerns. For more information, visit www.kbrlegal.com or call 954-928-0680.
And we are back. We are with Robert Kaye and Michael Bender. They're with the law firm Kaye Bender Rembaum. 2 locations. You're in Pompano Beach, and you're also in Palm Beach Gardens.
We are.
Where you always leave Mr. Rembaum. Anyhow,
He's very busy.
Yeah, I'm sure he is. Tell just a little bit, again, we were talking about some of the dates and times of these the expos that are coming up. Mm-hmm. Let's go over those one more time so people know.
Okay, Wednesday, March 9th, we'll be at Broward County Convention Center. And on Wednesday, March 30th, we'll be at the Palm Beach County Convention Center. These are the condo and HOA expos. In every March and then October, these expos.
And you can get certified there at the expos.
There is, but we will be. I will be providing the legal update at
That's a credit class.
for manager credits. They're required credit. I'll be providing the legal update at both, and at the Broward Convention, we'll be providing a 40-year certification class, a 40-year building certification, and at the Palm Beach, we'll be doing a covenant enforcement class. In addition, of course, we will have a booth in the trade show hall where we'll be able to give more guidance and advice and give more information out on the firm for anyone who's wants to stop by. And we invite everyone who wants to attend to register for these at either BrowardCondoHOAExpo.com or PBCondoHOAExpo.com, and type in, when there's a promo code section, type in KBR1 and you get a free lunch at the event. So that's where you register. And again, it's Wednesday, March 9th. 9 a.m. is the first class. 10:30 is the trade show floor. Wednesday, March 30th at Palm Beach. 9 a.m. is the first class. 10:30 is the trade show floor. So come on out.
Now, there's an election process, and I've seen one at one of the bigger associations in town. They really get very serious about that.
So some of them.
I mean, badges with names on it, working people in the back room over, to get them to vote for somebody. But are there classes for that?
Yeah. In fact, on March 15th, we'll be doing a 2-hour program where 1 hour is on covenant enforcement, which is similar to the class that's in Pompano Beach, which is a similar class that we'll be doing in Palm Beach, the Palm Beach County Convention Center on the 30th. But the second hour, from 7:30 to 8:30, will be a class on elections and election issues that go over all sorts of issues that come up with elections, whether it be a condominium election, a cooperative election, or an HOA election. And it is still election season, so.
Right. Now, just go over again. So our listeners change about every 10 minutes. That's how they've.
Oh, no, they're listening completely to this program.
So.
If they're not, they should.
Well, I just want you to just go over the services that your firm offers at Kaye Bender Rembaum.
The services that we offer are full service.
For a community association.
Yeah, again, we have our primary practice at the firm is community association representation. We do also have a title company, Florida Marketable Title, which has an office within the firm. And so for anyone, whether we have association clients who will take title to property and then they look to sell, we handle their title. Anyone looking to sell, whether it's residential or commercial, purchases, sales, refinances, we have an experienced, very reasonably priced title company that's very customer service oriented, much like our law firm
10 years
is.
Old.
Yes, it is. And we're very happy to offer very competitive, very, very competitive rates. So anyone interested in title work can also reach out to us at 800-974-0680. With the law firm, as we mentioned, we are general corporate counsel for our clients. And in that capacity, we are available to assist our board members and their management team with all legal issues that may come up on a day-to-day, week-to-week, month-to-month, year-to-year basis in an association. And that's everything from day-to-day operations to working with clients on major construction projects now, helping them put together the contracts to do the construction, approve the special assessments, review bank loan documents, and get all of that in place for their project. And then there's covenant violations. And with covenants, you have reading and interpreting these covenants. You also have the amending of these covenants or even updating them completely, which is something a lot of communities need to be looking at. With changes in the laws and especially some recent case law, you want to be taking a look at provisions of your documents to see if your association is at risk of, I'll call it, being monetarily penalized if a bank or third party forecloses on the property and a third party takes title. Unfortunately,
which is happening more and more.
Yeah, there's language in a lot of declarations we're seeing with an HOA or condo that says when a third party takes title at a foreclosure sale, bank foreclosure sale, they won't have responsibility for any assessments prior to the date they took title. And if that's the language in your declaration, any third party who buys at a bank sale, in the past they might have been responsible for everything. Now the case law is solidified that they're not, and these third-party investors and their counsel are much more savvy to this. So we've been recommending our clients amend these provisions of their documents to remove that requirement so that third parties who do purchase after the date of that amendment would be responsible for the risk that they're taking.
And this is happening even though the statutes for condominiums and homeowners associations provide the opposite, that third-party purchasers would not have such a level of protection, and lenders have specific responsibilities if they take title at their own foreclosure sale. But because the documents existed before the statutes, without certain special language in the documents, the changes in the statute may not apply. So it's important that the associations review their documents from multiple levels to make sure that they are maximizing their protection on these issues.
If a resident has a problem, what is the best way to it? Is it sending an email? Is it a certified letter?
Generally, a certified letter is the best method of addressing issues with the association.
Because they usually meet once a month?
Well, it depends on the
place.
place. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Some don't meet more than a couple of times a year, so it depends on what their needs are.
Because we've actually gotten 2 emails from residents that aren't getting their problems taken care of, and they want to know what is the best way to get someone's attention.
Well, that's one method. Another is hiring independent counsel to contact the association on their behalf. Certain things they can go to the division of condominium if they're in a condominium, but their jurisdiction is very limited as well. So start with a certified letter to the board and see where that takes you.
Now, we never know who's out there listening, and this is my favorite part of the show. Tell people why they should use your firm.
Go ahead.
Well, there's many reasons for selecting an attorney to represent your community, but one of the things you look for is the experience in the area that you need. The other is accessibility and understandability of the responses, as well as the timeliness of it, and all that wrapped up with in a cost-efficient manner. It's been the philosophy of the firm since the beginning to cut through some of the what we call nonsense that you see in other places, where you receive a multi-volume response to generally simple questions that you need someone to translate for you so you can understand what it is for thousands of dollars that isn't necessary.
So you watch the dollar for them, too.
Well, yes. We understand that they're on limited budgets and they don't have a whole lot of ability to control how much spending they do, so they need to have that watch for them, which we have that understanding.
Do you handle accounting for them also?
No.
You stay away from that.
Although we'll account for delinquent assessments in the collection process that we perform for them.
Yeah, the accounting aspect is limited
and
to
we
that.
do have on our website for our clients the 24/7 access to the current status of every collection matter that we're handling for them, with a complete accounting of everything that's due them, everything that's been incurred in expenses and fees and costs, any payments that have come in, as well as identification of all activities that have happened on the particular case. So from that perspective, we do a little accounting for them.
Yeah, I would just and to piggyback off that, if I have been surprised to learn that there are several. I mean, there's 12, 15,000 community associations in the Tri-County area.
Oh, more,
Say that.
more.
12 to 15,000, I would think.
I would think more.
Well, there's a lot, and that's just Palm Beach, Broward, and Miami-Dade, and it's still
And varying sizes.
There are, and there are communities, but as I mentioned at the top of the hour, these volunteers, and God bless the volunteers, they are stepping up they're going from owner to director, and director has a fiduciary responsibility to the community. They are stepping up and running a business. And it still surprises me to learn, we had at town halls, a couple of these communities, the board members said, oh, well, we don't have counsel. We haven't had counsel. And that should be a concern to that board and that community, because it's very unlikely that you've never had an issue come up that you shouldn't have gotten qualified guidance on from a counsel. Go to your accountants for your financials. Go to your insurance agent for your insurance questions. Get qualified management to help you with the business decisions. but have experienced corporate counsel on hand, and that's what we offer.
And don't expect legal from your manager.
Yes, Steph. And that's what we come and we offer. So if you're interested, kbrlegal.com or 800-974-0680. Free meeting, free consultation, no obligation to learn more about us and how we can help your community.
Beautiful. Man, I love having you guys on. And you know what? We're going to have them on our other show, our morning show, just to go over the dates, whether it's a town hall or an expo. But they will be joining us once a month going over their dates. So you guys didn't know that, did you? Anyhow, we're going to get out of here. Everybody have a wonderful rest of the week.
Thanks for listening. Thanks for calling.
Just remember, the first Thursday of the month, we have our Association Law Show with Kaye Bender Rembaum. Good seeing you guys.
Bye-bye.
We'll see you. We'll be back next week.
Is your community association looking for prompt, effective, cost-efficient, and understandable legal advice and services? You'll find that and more with Kaye Bender Rembaum, a full-service commercial law firm concentrating on the representation of more than 800 community associations throughout Florida. With offices in Broward and Palm Beach counties, Kaye Bender Rembaum assists clients in all matters of association representation, including but not limited to collection of assessments, contract negotiation, covenant review and amendment, covenant enforcement, and construction defect claims. Under the direction of attorneys Robert Kaye, Michael Bender, and Jeffrey Rembaum, Kaye Bender Rembaum is dedicated to providing clients with an unparalleled level of personalized and professional service regardless of their size and takes into account their individual needs and financial concerns. For more information, visit www.kbrlegal.com or call 954-928-0680. Thanks for tuning in today to the Ask the Expert Show with Steve-O and Renee. Tune in every Friday from 4 to 5 p.m. while some of the top local experts in their field from Broward and Palm Beach counties educate you in the areas of law, health, financial, and home improvement. You can also call our offices at 888-574-6999 to become an expert on our show. The opinions expressed on the preceding